Louisiana Beer Reviews 13, Hurricane Malt Liquor. Hurricane was introduced by Anheuser-Busch in 1995, and it was rolled out nationally after some testing in 96, so it's been available across the country for 14 years. It's 5.9% alcohol. The website said it's brewed with corn and barley malt, and of course water and yeast and some hops. There are two companions to this. There's Hurricane Ice, which came out in 96, and there's Hurricane High Gravity, which debuted in 2005, and that's become the flagship of the line. You see that everywhere now. And the Hurricane has sort of been scaled back. None of the Hurricane line receives any type of television or radio advertising attention. The only thing you're going to see is sometimes at a liquor store, a beer store, some point of sale material, maybe a poster, something like that. The website said it's brewed for a bold, sweet, slightly sweet, fruity taste. And here's a 1996 can of the Hurricane Malt Liquor. Premium malt liquor, naturally brewed for a distinctive, bold taste. Here's a bottle that was purchased yesterday by my father in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's not sold around here in the south of Lake Pontchartrain that I've ever seen, just the Hurricane High Gravity. And I believe the Hurricane Ice is only sold in the Pacific Northwest. It says brace for the smooth taste. I don't know if you have to brace for the taste, but you might have to brace for the slightly elevated alcohol level, 5.9% like I said, which is relatively low really for a malt liquor. But here's a 40-ounce party bottle, and I'm going to crack this open. I don't know how many people drank it out of a mug. Maybe they drank it out of the bottle, out of a paper bag. Let me give it a pour here. Splashing everywhere. Well, you can see it has a thick white head, a very clear, I would say golden color, deep golden color. It's got a lot of carbonation. Give it a smell. You do detect the sweetness here. I would say you can pick up the corn and the barley malt, but it's so like most of your Anheuser-Busch products, American lager products, it's well-rounded, so you don't pick up any distinguishing aromas really. Now the head was thick, and it is kind of hanging around a little bit. It hasn't dissipated as fast as I might have imagined. The mug is pretty cold. Well, let's give it a taste test. It is a smooth taste. It is slightly sweet. I'm not too sure about the fruitiness. I'd have to give it a little more of a taste here. I don't know what kind of fruity taste it's supposed to have. To me, it just tastes like a regular American style lager. It has a beer taste. It's not that different from Budweiser, or maybe it's more similar to Natural Ice, but it's not really. It's pretty distinctive. Like I said, it's distinctive. I'm trying to compare it to something, but maybe it's got its own beer taste. It's a good beer taste. A Beer Advocate, it gets a low rating, a D. Rate Beer doesn't like it, and it gets poor. You know, the Beer and Me, they wouldn't like it. I gave it good ratings on all three of the websites. I gave it a B+ on Beer Advocate. You know, I would stick with that rating of B plus. It's a well balanced beer. You know, malt liquor gets a bad reputation for being promoted in minority communities, but there was a video available on YouTube, and it's been since pulled. It was made by Anheuser-Busch in 1973, and that was an in-house video they made to for their employees to market their new malt liquor product, which was Budweiser malt liquor, which came out in '72. Uh, and they were saying that for whatever reason, black people liked malt liquor. Maybe they felt it was a better value. You got more punch for the dollar, and they couldn't explain why. Because actually, when malt liquors first came out in the late '40s, they were targeted at white upper middle class audiences. Uh, Malt liquor really is just beer. In the United Kingdom, it's known as extra strong beer. They can't use those type of terms in the United States. U.S. government regulations don't allow you to refer to beer by its alcohol content, so they had to invent a name, uh, and they came up with malt liquor. And Clicks was the first one, but it was regional. The first nationwide malt liquor was Country Club, which is not sold in Louisiana, but I've seen it around in the East. Then Schlitz malt liquor came out in '65. You had Old English in '64, um, Colt 45 in '63, and then Anheuser-Busch could see that this was a growing part of the beer market, so they came out with their Budweiser malt liquor in '72. And then my theory is that was replaced. I don't know if that recipe was changed, but it was replaced with King Cobra malt liquor in '84. So this is the second malt liquor produced by Anheuser-Busch, and now they have four. The King Cobra, which is their most popular one, the Hurricane Ice, and the Hurricane High Gravity, which might end up becoming the most popular one. Uh, I think I prefer this over the Hurricane High Gravity because it's milder. It doesn't have that alcohol prominence. This beer is it's just got a typical beer smell, really, and it's got a typical beer taste. The mouthfeel is light and watery. It's really a light malt liquor. It does finish clean and refreshing. It's rather dry. You're going to get dryness with American style lagers. That's kind of a trait. How would people react if you brought a few of these to a dinner party? They'd probably think, why are you bringing this ghetto stuff to a dinner party? It's sad, really, because the Hurricane is just as good as really Budweiser or Busch or Natural Ice. Is it as good as Michelob? Well, you know, Michelob is all malt now since '08. It's not made with any adjunct grains. And I'm going to do a review on Michelob. I guess you just got to bring this to a place, you know, your friends are getting together to play pool, or you're going to go riding with your homies downtown. I guess you could. I don't want to say that, though. I mean, to me it's a credible beer. It's got that terrible reputation of ghetto lifestyle and all of that, but Anheuser-Busch has high quality standards. They're super consistent. Another thing about this beer, it's not slimy and it's not skunk, which you're going to find in a clear bottle often. The last two times I tried this in the '40, it was not tainted either way, so I'm happy to see that. This wasn't exposed to light too long. Uh, Carbonation. Laissez Le Bon Ton Roulé. This is a good beer. I enjoy it. I don't get to have it too often because it's not sold around here, but I would recommend it. You should give it a try. It's going to take me all day to drink this 40 ounce. I'm going to drink this morning, and then this afternoon I'll drink another mug, and then tonight I'll top it off. But good job, Anheuser-Busch. You've got a fan right here in Louisiana. So let me end this by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.